Oh man, it is time. We are here. Happy 4th of July, everyone. It is Independence Day here in the United States of America, and we are going to celebrate today just a little bit because, as you know, we've posted it out there and we talked about it last week. We are doing the red, white, and blue pour this morning. But before we get too far into that, as we like to do, it is 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Are we in Standard Time or Daylight Time? I can never get those right. But there you go. We're on Eastern Time. I'll go that way. We are 10 a.m. Eastern Time. It is July the 4th, Friday, and it is time for CyberCast IRL. Thank you all for joining me today. I know you got probably a day off if you're in the United States, getting to celebrate our nation's independence. So that's awesome. I know we've got quite a few veterans in our chat as well today. We're already having some lively chat going on. Thanks everyone that has joined up for the pre-show. Chatola, having a good time there, getting all of our greetings out of the way there. But I'd like to give a warm shout out to our good man, Wayne's Real World. He has served our country gallantly. And sir, we salute you. Thank you much. Tech Ricky, everybody out there, it's done the job that has been asked of us, and you got to volunteer for it. We appreciate all that you do. And of course, living in this fine country, I've even got a special. You'll love this. I changed my desktop. Ha ha! That's right. We have to go. This is America edition of CyberCast IRL. So that said, for those of you that are new to CyberCast IRL, I'd like to just kind of warmly welcome you. Thank you for joining us. Your time is precious, and the fact that you decided to spend it with us, it is not lost on us, and we appreciate that you would do that. What we like to do is if you have questions, if you have comments, if you have anything that you want to make sure that I can see, what you're going to need to do is throw that in the chat and make sure you @ my name. Because when you @ my name, it makes it easy to see for me. Let me get this over here. Where's that @ I guess I'll do this. And you can see like Outlaw 11, right? Right there. Good morning, Daniel Lowry. I've been looking forward to this all week. Mental Edge. Happy 4th. Good morning, everyone. See how that name pops right off? All that text makes it really easy for me to see. Kerry says he likes my shirt. Thank you very much. This is a great shirt, right? I find it difficult not to wear this all the time. I don't want to just fanboy out too hard on this shirt, but it really speaks to me. So that's what you need to do if you want to make sure I see what's going on. Of course, Wayne's Real World is in the chat as well. And Wayne's kind of our unofficial, official, or official, unofficial moderator. I think that's how it goes. I think he's the official, unofficial moderator. So he's keeping an eye on things. If I miss stuff, and I am human, so I will miss things, he's trying to do his best job to be my second set of eyes to make sure that I see, hey, so-and-so is trying to get you to see this or that, the other. Just be aware, we are humans. We will err. So it does happen that we might miss your stuff. We do not do it on purpose. And I do go back and read all your chats after the show is over. So still put them in there, and it might be fodder for the next episode. Okay, that said, I think we know what time it is. I think that the anticipation has percolated to a rapid boil, and it's time for us to get this triple pour. I'm not going to lie. I may have bitten off more than I could chew with this. I don't know how this is going to go. Carrie in chat is already like, hey, you need to watch your tech. I'm like, yeah, but then you can't see it. I literally have nowhere to move it. So we're just going to have to fingers crossed that this goes well. But kids, I got 3 monsters today. Bing, bing. Red, white, and blue appropriately, as it should be, right? And of course, because the camo cup would never even come close to holding that, I've got the Polar Pop Monster Cup, which, like, that is an apt name for it, right? It is a monster cup to hold my monster. It is bigger than my head. So I hope this can hold it all. If it can't, I mean, honestly, I could have done the math, I guess. This is 100 fluid ounces, and these are each 16. See, there's 30, 42. Oh, yeah, we should be good. It should hold it all. I do have ice in there, so that does kind of like, it's a bit of a, what do you call it, a wild card in this whole situation. But if we're ready, I say we just get to the morning pour. I'm excited. I bet you're excited. We've had plenty of time for people to roll in for this thing. Let's get to it. Now, the cool thing about a triple pour is we get a triple crack. Let's get to cracking. Oh, we're starting off right. Again, number 2. Ooh. Ooh, elongated. That was not bad. And then old Whitey here. Ooh, shaka. I like you. All right, I'm going to move the microphone. I'm actually going to have to stand up for this. Oh, they're cold. I chilled them to a perfection. All right, Polar Pop. Let's see what I can do here. I got to try to arrange this just so. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be interesting. I'm trying to get it away from the laptop as much as possible. Like I said, I think I'm going to have to stand up for this to hold all 3 and get these in the right configuration, right? Oh my goodness. Like I said, I may have bitten off more than I can chew with this. Oh my word. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Are we ready? A little spillage. I actually think that went pretty well. Had to get a towel. I had just a little bit of spillage of the white one, not too bad. And tap, tap. The ice is stuck. There it goes. There it goes. Oh, I wish you guys could see it. It is like a fuchsia color. A very light purple, like a violet. Like a violet purple. How was that? How was that? Right? Holy crap, that was crazy. America. oh my goodness. And it's only like that far from the top. So I think we got just the right ratio. But now it's time to see, is this tasty, or is this some sort of like crazy concoction of death? It weighs a metric ton. This is kind of fun. So apparently Monster can do no wrong. Even when you mix it all together, it's amazing. It is amazingly good. Oh my goodness. Holy crap. If I drink all that. So I looked it up. There's 150 milligrams of or 160 milligrams of caffeine in every can of Monster. Move these over here. Woo, buddy. And so that is what, 304. So we're looking at like 480, 470, 470, 480 grams of caffeine in that, which actually is not bad for all that liquid. Obviously, that's a touch much still. If there's no way I could drink all this. I barely ever get through the whole 1 can during the show. Now I've got 3 in a mug that probably weighs 20 pounds. It's insane. Oh man, it is really good, by the way. I highly recommend the triple pour at your own home, because that junk tastes good. Like, it's very, very flavorful. Whew. Well, that was epic. I think it lived up to the hype. It did for me. It was a lot of fun to pour it. Like I said, I got a little bit, but I've got a little mat here. I got a nice little mat on my desk, so it absorbed a lot of it. I don't know how much went through the. Yeah, and it's like polystyrene, or what's that stuff that they make like knee braces out of? That's what it's made of. So it's like that rubber. So I don't think it soaked through. And then I got it with the towel, so I soaked that up, and it was like that much of a spill. Everything else went right in there. This is so good, by the way. Wow. Happy 4th of July, everyone. That junk was awesome. Let me hit the chat because I got to see what you guys are saying. Where we at? I love you shirt. Okay, I saw that. Super user do says, I like this. Yeah, it is. This is kind of fun, right? Carrie Jason had a question. I hope I'm not a bother. Someone gave me a better laptop. As usual, I don't have the storage. When I get the storage, what can I do for projects in Windows 11 to get noticed? Good question. We'll come back to that. So right now, I just want to talk about the poor and see what everybody. Yeah, I got good luck from the poor from Mental Edge. Thank you, Mental Edge. I think that good luck came in handy because it was not too bad. Carrie says I'm going to be jacked up today. Yeah. Woo! This is the craziest CyberCast IRL in history. I'm about to go full redneck up in this mug. Let's see here. Super user do says, if you pour it, you have to finish. There's no possible. My bladder would be busting before the show's end, and then I would have to pee in the cup, and that would be disgusting. Oh, let's see here. Lots of American flags today. That's right, America. Sierra Montgomery, good to see you here today. LMAO, lots of fun. Carrie says, that was some crazy, and someone said it was purple. Yes, it is purple. I think it was Wayne said he expected it to be purple. Let me see if I can. Oh, so you see the purplish? That is fun. Let's see here. Tech Ricky says, I hope you have a drum set. You would rival Dave Lombardo after 3 cans of Monster. Actually, I do have an electronic drum set that I just bought my daughter. So I might be up there running a marathon, double bassing it with a blast beat, right? Tech Grunt 11 says, I too like to live dangerously. Morning poor. I do live down. I'm stupid about some stuff. I'll be honest with you. That was probably not the smartest thing in the world, but that was so much fun. Oh, there's my wife. She said the kids want a sip, so save them some. Okay, I will save the. Trust me, there'll be plenty of it left. There's no way I'm getting through all this. It's so heavy. It takes like all my strength to be able to lift it. Let's see here. Outlaw 11 says, when you get your Monster sponsorship, you should suggest that they sell mini cans for mixing. You know, that's not a bad idea, right? We need some like soda-sized cans, and that way it's easier to work with. Maybe I don't always need one can. I like to mix my own and create my own flavors. That'd be a great, I think, ad campaign for them, like mix your own Monster kind of thing, right? Wayne's Real World is, yeah, I'm already jumping. You darn right I am. I'm having a good time today. All right, looks like I'm caught up with the chat. So let's go back to Carrie's question about, he got a new laptop. I think he said storage was a bit of an issue. Mental Edge, I just saw your dumbbell workout for the day. Even better with both arms. Yeah, I better work out the other arm, right? That just means that's what's up. You notice I keep drinking it. There's a reason for that. So Carrie's like, what's some good Windows 11 things that help him stick out? Honestly, so and I've been thinking about making this a talk and maybe submitting this as a talk, because so many people, we all get together and we all and most of the time when I'm doing something like this or an AMA or on Jerry's show or whatever, a lot of people are asking about what can I do to stand out so that I can get those jobs. I'm trying to get a job. What can I do to stand out? And I remember one time I was on SiegeCast, right? It was the Wednesday Offensive. That's what it was. I was on Red Siege's Wednesday Offensive. If you're not familiar, well, you need to get familiar. I almost dumped that over. I got to move that. You need to get familiar because they're awesome. And it's only on Wednesdays. So Red Siege, Wednesday Offensive. There it is right there. And it's in their Discord server, so it's not recorded or anything like that. It's just a live kind of AMA thing. They typically have like a special guest, or it's just the Red Siege crew. And just get registered, go hang out and enjoy. The next guest is going to be Jean-Francois Mace, right? So I think I said that right. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. So I was on there one time, and somebody was asking me, and I was telling them, you gotta stand out by doing GitHub. You gotta build tools. You gotta put together walkthroughs and blog posts and this, that, and the other. And they said, you know what? I don't want to be an influencer. And I actually thought that was a great response because it pointed out something. It pointed out that it's easy for people to think that anything you do using social media means you're trying to be an influencer. And that is not what I'm trying to tell you. And which is why I was glad they brought that thought up, because, oh, right. In my mind, I'm not telling you to be an influencer. In my mind, I'm telling you have a platform to be able to show your work, right? It's hard to show work that you've done in a real way. It's not like, unless you're like a developer, right? Because developers can just go, hey, here's a website. I built that. Hey, here's an app. I built that, right? They have something to show their work that's really tangible. So my always thought was, how can I do likewise? Well, the best thing that we can do is when we do build a tool, we put it in GitHub and we publish it. And then we do a write-up about it. You make a video about it. You blog about why you built the thing in the first place. You do a YouTube video. And not because you're trying to become an influencer. I would honestly tell you to run as far away from that idea as possible, because that's not the point of it. The point is to get out there and to show people, because if you've done all these cool things, you can put it on a piece of paper on a resume and they're going to look at it and go, okay, but it's difficult to get the real sense of awesomeness behind those things when it's just, I have a blog, not I have a blog, but like I built a Windows 11 machine and did X, Y, and Z. I have a home lab. But if you have a blog that talks about all the stuff you went through building that home lab, the struggles that you encountered, the difficulties and how you overcame them, and what you did to figure out your own problems and work your way through those problems. And you have a blog that does that. You have a vlog that does that. So like a YouTube channel kind of thing. Here's the tools that I ended up building, so I don't have to go through that again. Here's the things I'm doing. Here's the diagram of what my home net looks like, right? You have something to show that's easy. We are visual creatures. And yes, we can read, but reading that stuff on a sheet of paper is nowhere near as engaging and as exciting as it is when I can go, yeah, I've got it on my resume, but let me just pull this up on my phone. And there's my YouTube site. And here's where, like, I got a bunch of videos. Here's one I did working on my home lab. I had this, I blogged all about that. Let me show you my blog. I already have all that stuff pre-gamed. You don't have to go looking for it. It's already there on your phone. You just bring it up and go, bam, there's my thing. Bam, there it is again. Bam, right? So that's what, you don't necessarily have to reinvent the wheel. And that actually brings up a great, because I saw this post by Pentesterlab. And if you're not familiar with Pentesterlab, we're going to fix that here in just a second. So first, let's go to Pentesterlab and let's give them a shout out. So Pentesterlab. I think it's .com, right? Is it .com? Yes. Great sites, right? Great site. If you've got money to monthly spend on learning web app testing, they do a great job. I highly recommend Pentesterlab. Love their platform. Love their stuff. Louis Neifegger, I believe is his name, that runs the site. Shout out. Big props. This is a great lab. All right. But they posted this the other day. I saw it on LinkedIn, I want to say. Demonstrate your hacking skills with in-day analysis. Right? If you're not familiar with in-day analysis, it means it's not a 0 day. Well, okay, I'm just trying to find the right size here. It's a known vulnerability. We have a patch for it, and it's been in days since that patch has been released. But you can demonstrate your hacking skills with in-day analysis and security mechanism deep dives. Now, this is specific to hacking stuff or security, Carrie, but you could easily just do the same thing with Windows 11. Like if you were focused on creating a really detailed blog, screenshots, be the funny guy you are, tell your dad jokes and stuff like that in there, really show your personality in there and make that blog, show those screenshots of, here's what I was doing. I got this old laptop. I'm telling you right now, bro. Again, it ain't about trying to be an influencer. It's about just showing off what you're doing and your passion for this, which you obviously are. Bro, you're giving like blood platelets. You're at the plasma center watching cyber shows and being engaged as much as you possibly can. That's difficult to show to a possible employer. Showing that passion, do something like what they're talking about here. I'm going to drop this link in the chat, paste that in there. Bada bing. So you can go check this out. But right here, I love the TLDR. You don't need a fresh 0 day to prove you can hack or that you know about PCs or IT or whatever. Break down existing vulnerabilities and security mechanisms instead. For you, Carrie, break down and installing Windows 11. You doing it a virtual machine, doing it on old hardware. Hey, here's a problem I have when it comes to storage. Oh, you don't have a TPM? Here's what you got to do. Here's how to get BitLocker going. Just those standard things that someone's going to want to see as far as like your capabilities. If you're showing it to them and not just telling them that you can do it, that's how you stand out, right? So it says you'll learn faster, publish sooner, and show hiring managers that you have the skills that actually matter. So I thought this was such an apropos thing that it doesn't matter if the vulnerability is 10 years old. That's not what it's about. You're not necessarily trying to be the next big thing on the block, putting out some sexy POC when it comes to the latest O-Day. I mean, if you can, that's great, but you don't have to. And you don't have to either, Carrie. You can go out there and go, hey, I've always wanted to get into Active Directory stuff. I'm going to spin up a Windows server. I'm going to install Active Directory. I'm going to fail my way through it. I'm going to tell you the rough spots, the highs, the lows, we laughed, we cried. It was the feel-good install of the year, right? So that's all you got to do. You just got to start putting it out there. And it will take time. It will take effort. You're not gonna be great at it when you begin, but you'll get better the more you do it, like anything. That's just how life works. I tell this to my kids all the time. The more you practice something, the better you get. How do you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice, 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 right? I'm glad there's so much of that because I want it to never end. Okay, so hopefully that helps you out. And I see Kerry says he has his portfolio on his LinkedIn page, and that's cool. But you need to be spending out, get like a Medium account and start blogging on Medium. Or you can use LinkedIn. Oh, what are they called? LinkedIn's got another thing. It's not a post. It's an article, LinkedIn articles. You could use LinkedIn articles. That'd be great if you want to stay within the LinkedIn ecosystem. Great way to publish long form content is through that. And that's what people want. People want long form content. Hey, look at that. Jerry's in the house. What's up, Jerry? Just quick pop in before going back to visiting family. Hope that lake is kicking butt. Yeah, Code Brew. Very cool. Good to see we got Jerry in the house. But very, very cool. Let's go check chat now that we're down the road a little bit. Where are we at here? Okay, there was my wife. And then Dave Toohey. I'm preparing for the CCNA exam. God bless you. I'm told it is not possible to scroll back and review questions. Any thought on that? Yeah, bullcrap. I hate it. I've always hated Cisco exams. I think that is total garbage. And for that reason, like on one hand, I get the philosophical argument for it. Okay. Their philosophy on it is that if you know it, you don't need to go back. But exams are not real life, right? Especially those types of exams. Like CCNA is multiple choice, performance-based, and a simulation of configuring routers and switches and fixing problems and so on and so forth, right? And so when you're going through those question and answer portion of their exam, to not be able to go back, because I might not have it in an exam booth, your brain will just go, I know this, but I can't remember right now. And sometimes it's just like going mark for review and moving on, keeping the pressure down, right? I worked as a network admin, and there were a few days where the pressure was high. Like, we've got problems. The MPLS line is down. We've got no connectivity between us and these states. And that needs to be fixed ASAP. That happened like twice. And the pressure was on, and you were like, okay, here we go. But at that point, you're so used to your environment. You know every little thing, and you just got to figure out what's going on here. Is it my line? Is it what? You know, we got to start doing some testing, get the ISPs involved. What's going on? Why aren't we connecting? What's going on? So even when the pressure is high like that, you just kind of sit back into your chair and you go, all right, I got to pull my A game out today. That's all right. But in that test booth, it's pass or fail. There's no going back. So it's stinking garbage that you can't go back in your own exam to say, I don't remember this right now, but I could remember it later. So let me just check this one. I don't want to get myself too anxious. I'm just going to move on and hit the questions that I know for a fact I know. And then I'll take a look at the ones I wasn't sure. And now that the pressure's off because I've gotten through, because you're probably going to smoke through a lot of the questions just going, oh, I know that. And then hitting that. So I really don't like that they don't let you mark for review and go back to stuff. It's just, I am not a fan. To me, and I'm going to steal a little bit from Heath Adams, is that it seems like, I don't want to say I'm accusing you of it, but it seems to me, it gives me the impression that you don't mind profiting off the failures of your clients, right? Because that's what happens. That people fail that exam, and then it's just a kick in the guts. You're like, I spent all that money and I still didn't pass. And the time constraints on that is so tight. Back when I took it, it was like you literally had just under a minute to read and answer every question before you ran out of time. I took that exam twice and ran out of time twice. I was like, what in the hell? I just can't get through this fast enough. You have to be so fast and so with it. Now, their philosophy on that is if you are able to do that, right? Then you are very smart. And that's exactly true. That is a true statement. I can't deny that is the case. If you are able to second nature, without looking, back of your hand kind of knowledge of this stuff, then yep, you are very smart and you are worthy. And to them, that gives the CCNA and CCNP and the CCIE very high value, and therefore is good for you when you go to apply for jobs with that on the thing. So there's some give and take, but you're asking me about specifically that exam process. I don't like that. I'm not a fan of that. I get what you're doing, but I feel like you don't have to make it that way to see whether or not. I feel like that is an unnecessary thing. I feel like people would still get that. If you got a CCNA or you got a CCNP or an IE of some kind, you're still pretty much a rock star in the Cisco world, and you know what you're doing. There you go. So that's my take on CCNA. I wish you the best of luck. I hope you pass. Get ready, man. Get those router protocols and configurations down to a science, like muscle memory, because it's coming. Be able to subnet fast. Get it down. I think Ronnie Wong, right? My boy Ronnie Wong, he was our Cisco guy back in the day at IT Pro TV. Him, and then when Anthony Square came on as well, and Anthony is CCIE. Ronnie is CCMP, if I'm not mistaken. But their biggest thing was, like, Todd Lamley's Learn to Subnet in Your Head was the kicker. Like, that's what you want to be able to do, is subnet fast and have those router commands and those switch commands ready to fly super fast. So that's my exam prep for you on that. And the best of luck. We hope to hear that you have been successful after your exam is done. All right, let's check the chat room. TechGrunt11G says, I dubbed this morning pour as Monster, the Freedom Blend. I love it. Let me get a little bit of that Freedom Blend. Oh, it tastes like the battle cry of an eagle on a warm summer day. It's wonderful. Love it. Let's see. Wayne's Real World says that Sirium Barath asks, hey, I've just completed my 12th and I'm thinking of picking cybersecurity as my career path. I got you. So you're finishing, I'm guessing high school, 12th. I'm not sure on that. Thinking of picking up cybersecurity as a career path. Does it have the scope in future? That's a great question. I think Microsoft just laid off 9,000 people. I think those were AI cuts, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that though. So just don't hold me, fact check me on that one. But I'm pretty sure they laid off 9,000 people within the last week, which is a lot. And cybersecurity right now is definitely feeling a contraction. IT in general is feeling a contraction. And that's probably as we're adjusting to AI. If you've never met somebody that runs a business, their biggest concern is P&L, profits and loss, right? How can we make more profit and how can we lower loss, right? We want to increase how much money we're making, so we want to decrease how much money we're spending and how much money we're losing. AI has been a push-button solution for a lot of things, for a lot of organizations to be able to go. And so we're seeing a contraction. And now you've got a bunch of people that are tenured. They have a lot of experience, and now they're in the job market looking for work. So it's not a fun time right now. Does that change? Probably. It's probably going to, right? It's the accordion, things move. And then and when I say accordion, so basically we see AI come and then nothing happens. And then we start losing jobs. And then all of a sudden new jobs come around and it does this like slinky move. So as things move forward, it disrupts things and therefore jobs are lost and then new jobs are gained because new job roles become available in the cybersphere. Your job. So there's always going to be a role for cybersecurity, and it's going to go to the people that have the skills necessary. And that's always been the case. That's never been not the case. AI is definitely a new type of disruptor, though. It disrupts not just one thing or not just two things. It's disrupting everything. It has gotten it is everywhere. It is like art, science, math, dev, right? And I just saw recently vibe coding is out and now it's called context engineering, right? Vibe coding, forget vibe coding. We need to be context engineers. I don't know if you've heard this little saying yet. Let's jump into that. Let's look up context engineering. And there you go. Context engineering is the practice of strategically crafting and managing the information provided to large language models to ensure that they have the necessary background and tools to perform tasks effectively. It goes beyond simple prompt engineering by focusing on the entire system of context delivery, including how information is structured, curated, compressed, and evaluated. Essentially, it's about ensuring the LLM has the right information in the right format at the right time. So instead of just a straight up, hey, here's a prompt, you want to give it every bit of detail that's humanly possible when it comes to the context of what it is you're getting ready to ask it about. So if it has all the right information, it has all the right data, it should be able to answer and create and do things much more effectively. So that's the idea behind context engineering, is that you are building using AI by inputting to a very great extent a lot of context. And that's the thing. So this is what's hot right now. I saw this pop up as of this week. So that's the kind of thing you got to stay on top of. So there's definitely room. They keep talking about 3.5 million cyber jobs that are unfilled. They don't tell you that, 3.1 million of those are for intermediate to expert level. And that, a few 100,000 of them are for the entry level stuff. But those are going to go to the people that stand out from the crowd. I say it all the time. I know companies are looking for unicorns. If you're not one, become one. Find something crazy niche and dig into it and become the expert at it. And then everybody goes, well, if I need that, then I got to call this person because they obviously got it down. You are a learned individual, right? So hopefully that helps. There is scope in the future. It's just changing right now. So you got to stay on top of what's going on. You got to be plugged in every day. You can never turn it. That's the other thing. I'll go ahead, and if you're not into cybersecurity yet, you're looking at it as a career path. little word of advice and some context for you. I'm gonna context engineer for you in for your prompt in your little human AI, which is a weird thing to say because that's an oxymoron. Anyway, I hope you like learning stuff because you'll never stop doing that. You never reach the mountaintop of knowledge in cybersecurity. It never happens. So get ready to never put it down. You never put it down. John Hammond just gave a talk at B-Sides Tampa where he's like, you got to get off the treadmill from time to time. And he's right, because if you don't, most people burn out. And I guess that's true, right? Like, I don't care who you are. Eventually you're going to find your limit and you're going to be like, I am fried. I have to stop. I need to just take a break from all of this. So get off the treadmill from time to time, take regular breaks, but you're going to spend a lot of time learning, being engaged, engrossed into cybersecurity because it's just constantly changing. There's always new things to learn. And if it's not easy, it's not like it's 2 + 2. It's not simple stuff. I say this all the time as well. If it were easy, it would be like working as a Walmart greeter, right? That's an easy job. There's nothing wrong with that job. It's an honorable job to do. Got nothing against people that do that job, but it's not a difficult job to accomplish. It's probably tough on the feet and the knees and that kind of stuff because you're standing there all day. But it doesn't take a lot of mental acuity to greet people and say, hey, welcome to Walmart, welcome to so-and-so, do that kind of stuff, right? This is a highly specialized knowledge and this is a highly specialized field. So it's going to be difficult for most people to acquire that knowledge and to assimilate it and be able to utilize it, which takes time, which takes practice, which takes building labs, which takes, failing building labs, going, why did that fail? And okay, now I had to learn about this because I didn't know about that. Now and I've got that, I can move to the next step and that failed. Oh, son of a gun. I do it all the time still to this day. When I'm trying to come up with something cool to show on YouTube or talk about here, a lot of times I want to see what I can do with it. And most of the time I spin it up and it fails. I'm like, oh, that didn't even launch. What is that? Okay, dependency here. Okay, I got to learn about, okay, what is this? Oh, that didn't, I couldn't even get the dependency installed. Okay, what's the problem? Troubleshooting that. ChatGPT this. Okay, website there. Okay, okay, now that I know how to get that dependency installed, now I can go back to my original installation. So there's a lot. There's a lot that goes on. So just be prepared for that. Just be prepared for that. If you like that stuff, though, and you don't mind it, welcome to the club. We meet on Thursdays. Dues are every month. That's how it goes. All right, let's get in here. LinkedIn page, I saw that. Oh, man, I got lots of stuff going on here. Where are we at? Biggest pitfall. We're going to come back to there. Oh, you guys are chatty today. I love it. Okay. So the next thing I see with my name on it comes from Outlaw 11. And it says, the biggest pitfall when putting videos and blogs out is waiting till it's perfect. Nothing is ever perfect. Just put something out there. Amen, bro. Excellent, excellent advice from Outlaw 11. Don't worry about it. Again, this ain't about you becoming an influencer and having everything amazing when it fires off. Just do it. Just show what you're doing. That's all you have to do. That's the point of the videos. That's the point of the blogs. That's the point of the GitHub tools. Yeah, if you go look at my GitHub right now and actually look at most of the code that I write, it is garbage. It's garbage code, but it worked, right? I go up my boy Mike Saunders, Red Siege shout out yet again. He always says, GSD, get stuff done, right? Keeping it kid friendly. So get stuff done. It works, and that's fine. And I don't care. And I don't care how ugly it is, as long as it works. But then people will be like, hey, I was looking at this. You could do that. I'll be like, oh, I didn't know I could do that. That's cool. Let me see how I can refactor this code and make it a little bit better if I'm so inclined. And that's just free advice. I don't have to take it. I can just go, cool. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, giving me some coding advice. I'm not the greatest coder in the world. It doesn't matter. You just get it out there that you're doing it. That's great advice, Outlaw. Great advice. Super user do. How would you feel about doing a series on buffer overflows and building Python tools for it? I want to say, didn't I do that? Oh, let's go look. I feel like I've done this. Let's go looking. Let's see here. YouTube .com. Oh, wow, that was bad. .com/@ Daniel Lau. Whoa, too many L's. There we go. Let's get into my videos here because I feel like I've done that. Videos. So let's see here. There's my Python series. So I got to build a custom Python exploit there. But I don't think it was a buffer overflow. I think it was just POC for a vuln. And then pen testing, honeypot. There's the Port Swigger lab walkthroughs I did. Okay, I did it in Golang. So buffer over exploits to learn Golang. All right, because I was learning Golang at the time. So we have that video. Did I not do? I could have swore I also did it with Python. If not, then yeah, we can totally do that. I just thought I did it already. Well, Nancy, it looks like we might need to be making a Python version of Buffer Overflow. But yeah, we can totally do that. That's not a big deal. I could build that in Python. That could be fun. So thank you for. Let me get the old pad of paper out here. Write down Python Buffer Overflow. All right, we're a little past the midway. I've got a few announcements that I want to throw out there. Let me just check the chat, make sure I don't miss too much. I don't want to get too far behind. Carrie, they let AI have scissors for AI cuts. I saw that. Isn't that crazy? They had a robot cutting people's hair using AI. FedEx says, hence why I keep saying people need to learn how to create prompts. Yeah, good advice, right? Drink the Freedom Blend. I mentally heard the eagle screech followed by a long song. America. Yeah. Every time I drink, it starts playing in your head, right? That's crazy. How that works. Hold on, let me verify. It was Lee Greenwood that time. Let's see here. Carrie says he's taking notes. Good job. I know that I will always be learning. You're darn right, man. You're always going to be learning. That's just how it goes. Cue the John Hammond raid memes. Yes. Good job, Tech Rut. Oh, that is some funny stuff. Oh, sorry. Doing this here. Let's see. FedEx. In other words, if you want to be in cyber, be ready for a long life learner, and also make sure and understand that you need to go out and touch the grass. Yes, it's true. And it's like we need accountability partners in cyber and IT. So like, when's the last time you were outside? Because you look like you haven't seen the sun in a hot minute. So why don't you get some SPF 50 on and go take a little walk, look at the trees. Actually, it's I will say this, it's really good for your deep vision because we're so used to looking up close because our screens are right here that our eyes get weak with deep vision. So a couple times a day, I like to go outside and just look as far as I can at trees and buildings or anything I can see, a bird flying in the sky, and try to focus on it to help build up the strength with my deep vision, because it helps keep your eyes strong. And working inside like this all day can definitely weaken that far vision for you. So a little health tip for you. Carrie says, I had to do that when I get used to Google Sites, and then I put it out there and then was told there I could improve, and now it's better. Good. Antonio K. I'm studying to become a SOC analyst level 1. I have no experience in the IT field. Do you think I need to get a help desk role, or can I go straight into the SOC role with enough certs? It's possible. Both of those things are viable options for getting into SOC. I'm a big proponent of that. Certs, I think, should be a nice to have, not necessarily a need to have. I like certain certs better than others. It's just how it goes. You can use certs as a tool for if you're looking at jobs and they're requiring specific certs, then okay, maybe I need to put some eggs in a Security Plus basket. Maybe go grab a CISA Plus, maybe a Blue Team Level 1 cert, maybe what was it, the SAL one from, is it Try Hack Me, I think? Or I forget who's doing that one. But there are plenty of certs out there that you could go get. Be very discerning, but where you put your money. But either way is possible. I like to tell people to go spend some time in the trenches, not because I'm gatekeeping. I would never gatekeep anybody from anything. If you can jump right in that sock roll, and that's what I love. Like, understand that this is the fallacy of the excluded middle. Just because I say I think a good path is to go through a help desk first as a means to get to where you want to go, doesn't mean there aren't other ways to do it, or that I think that's the only way, or that you have to do it that way, or that it's be the unicorn and jump straight into your first cyber role with no previous background. Either of those things are possible, and there's a myriad of in the middle that could happen. So just be aware that is life. A lot of people will tell you to go the way of a help desk role. You get a lot of great experience. You get a lot of hands-on with different technologies. You start to learn how to think your way through problems because that's your job. And I don't care where you're at in an organization. If you're touching their technology, you're a part of the cyber program. Just saying, right? Because you have trust. You have access. Therefore, you could possibly be the weakest link, or you could be helping people not be the weakest link. Changing passwords, explaining to them while you have them on the phone what's good security and what's bad security and what they shouldn't be doing. And then using that to parlay into a admin role or hopefully even a cyber job, right? Going, hey, you guys that are doing, and what I mean, anybody that's working on the cybersecurity side of things inside your current line of work, if you're at a help desk, let them know, man, I'm super passionate about this. I love this stuff. You mind if I get you a lunch and one day I can pick your brain a little bit? I would really appreciate that. And you make a friend in that level, because guess what's going to happen as soon as they need somebody to fill a role? They're going to go, hey, you know who would be, they're all excited. I bet we could tap. Would you be interested in it all and helping out? We're going to do this thing where we're changing some ACL rules. You want to watch that? You want to be a part of that? Heck yeah, I do. You tell anyone that would listen that you want to be in the game, coach. So throw that out there. I see Tech Ricky said, accountability buddy. Accountability buddy. I like that. That is funny. So there you go. Do we have to set date and time for after hours premiere? It is coming soon, sir. I was working on it today. I don't want to give you a hard date and time just yet. Because I don't have one right now. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Week after next, 2 weeks from now. Just because I got to get, but it could be so. I like to under promise and over deliver. So again, I don't have a hard date for you right now, but we are very, very soon. And that said, you do bring up a really great topic of, I got a few things percolating, because guess what? If you look in the description of this video, there's a Discord server link. The Discord is live. Enjoy. Go sign up. Go click the link and get in the channel. It's there. Oh, let's see here. So pretty much we're looking at the Waterboy style of getting into IT. That's funny. Outlaw11, why do you think that people in IT tend to neglect fitness and health? It says we need an IT themed gym, lifting the old heavy monitors, using cat cables and the cabled machines. I love that. That's funny. I think that the reason, because I can speak from my own experience and like why I don't do it as much as I should, is because I get so heads down in the problem. I get so in my head. I get hyper focused on things. And then I go, oh no, I was supposed to go to the gym. And now I don't have time because I have a family and I have a job and I have this and I have that. And that was my time that was scheduled for it, and I missed it. And I spent it on doing this, and I hate that. And you got to set alarms that you don't forget, because that's always my problem. Yeah, everybody, I hope you enjoy the Discord. I look forward to seeing you all in there and having a good time. Wayne, I have set you up as a moderator. So Wayne is in there moderating, if as he pleases. There are some rules in there. I'm trying to keep it safe for everyone. I want it to be friendly for everyone. So I did make some rules that if you violate, you'll find yourself on the ban. What can I say? But my group, I doubt, I know all of you that show up normally, I got no problem. I don't have anything to worry about. It's when people come in that are new. And when you're on the internet, you will find some trolls, I guess, of what we like to call them. Woot woot. All right. Discord raid. That's right. Everybody have fun with that. I also have, and is also in the description of this show, I also have a Buy Me a Monster link. So if you like the Monster Pour, you're really enjoying that, and you now have the ability to sponsor the Monster Pour by hooking me up with a buck or whatever. So, I mean, they're $3.50, but that's neither here nor there. But if you like the show and you want to support the poor, you know what to do. You can now run to the link. It's just cough.e/Daniel Lowry. And yeah, you could be the sponsor of the next pour, because these things ain't cheap. We're having a good time. All right, now that I've got that out of the way, and I hope you guys enjoy that. After Dark's coming soon. A lot of good stuff on the horizons. We got a few minutes left before I let you guys get to your fourth. And thank you again for so much for joining me today. I know it's the 4th of July. I was hoping that a lot of people were having today off so that we would have a good crowd. And I think we do. I think we got a great crowd so much. Let's see here. Wayne's Real World says, wow, Discord raid, FedEx. I got it. I got in the single digits. Do I get a special badge? I have no badges. I have no nothing. I got nothing. It's just a simple, right? If anybody knows anything about me, is I do not like to overcomplicate things. I feel like when we start to add all the fun things in life, and I get it, they're fun. When you start to add a lot of that stuff, it gets really complicated really quick, and now you're spending all your time trying to get it to work. So I'm of the philosophy of keep it simple, stupid. And because I don't have time to get too crazy with that stuff, it'll probably end up happening incrementally. Like new things we'll do in the Discord and here and so on incrementally as I have the time and inclination to go, you know what would be cool? Badges, different levels of whatever, so that stuff will come. Right now, it's just get in there. You guys have a great time, enjoy each other, talking to each other, building friendships and conversations. Right now, that's what it's all about. And it acts as an out of band way for all of us to talk. So if the chat were ever to go down, if I was having trouble with YouTube during the live stream, I could jump into Discord and say, hey, here's what's going on. We have another avenue for communications. So that was really my big move for it. And I know that people like Discord, so I wanted to do that. Will After Dark be on YouTube or Discord? Right now, my plan is to do it on YouTube. Trying to grow the YouTube channel, honestly, a little bit, because I feel like that's where I've got the most traction. So to shift gears into Discord might be I'm too dispersed. There's too much ways to like, well, where's that thing? Oh, well, that's on Discord and that's on YouTube. And I know there's things like Restream and I can shoot to both or whatever. But again, that's complexity. That's adding layers of complexity. And I'm not trying to get that far down I just want to keep things simple. Right now, YouTube is like the most simple way to go. FedEx said, let the Daniel memes begin. You better keep them friendly. Keep them friendly. No, I can take a good friendly ribbing as long as it is within that thing. If we start getting nasty with them, I am not afraid to kick someone out. Well, Wayne's already dropping his Discord, and he's like, I'm W9 Volt on Discord, y'all. Let's get it. All right, let's see here. What was the other thing? I had one more thing. Oh, yeah. Did you guys see this? Let's jump in here. Venice AI. AI. a new AI has come out, and they do have a free tier, but this is a, I guess, quote unquote, privacy focused AI prompting LLM kind of thing, where it's not basically like monitoring or keeping anything that you do. It's like privately do AI stuff. And it does image creation, like all the things that you're used to. So if you can ask it to like create a phishing context for my company's phishing test. And I'm pretty sure that this thing will like pop up. Yeah, Venice Uncensored. Sure, here's a phishing email. Bada bing. Copy pasta into GoFish, into EvilJinx, and it's off, right? So yeah, it's like this completely unrestricted thing. Now, I believe it'll if you create a login and you go with the pro version, from what I understand, I don't have a login or a pro version or anything like that. You can see I'm logged in as Venice Guest. But it will do anything. It will answer any question. There are no guardrails from what I understand. What do you guys think about that? What do you think about this being the case, that it would create this stuff for you with no restrictions? Yeah, interesting stuff, right? Cool Tech Grunt says he's already got a 4th of July meme ready. That's awesome. You're on point, bro. I'm just glad I have a new place to get fish. Tech Grunt disclaimer: don't feed the trolls. Darn right. I got into the single. Okay, cool. I'm all caught up. But yeah, I mean, I'm probably going to end up utilizing this a bit because of the cybersecurity stuff that I end up working on. And sometimes I do bump into like, hey, I'm not going to tell you how to do that because that would show you how to hack things. So I can't wait to really bump into something that is specific where I would go, can you create that for me? Can you give me some help on getting this working? Oh man, I actually just thought of something. I won't test it here. I will say it involves EvilJinx because phishing was obviously on my mind. And there's one little difficult aspect to EvilJinx that takes a hot minute to do well. I wonder how well this would be able to help me with that. Looking forward to that video. Ooh, the cyber thoughts and the idea machine has cranked up. So that ought to be interesting. So yeah, this could be super useful in a lot of different contexts. Yeah, FedEx is already dropping memes in the Discord. I'm not in Discord right now, so I don't see it. But I guess I could jump over there. Let me get in the Discord. Oh, there it is. Now, FedEx, you're pushing the limits, bro. You're pushing the limits. You're already pushing the limits. There's Jerry. I love it. That is funny. Look at everybody jumping in. That's so cool. So good to see like all the people getting popped into the server here, man. That is so awesome. Sierra Montgomery, thank you for dropping that Buy Me a Coffee link. Appreciate that. And yeah, what's up? It's so cool to see the chat, man. That's so cool. Anywho, we got a couple minutes left. Oh yeah, Macho Man, Randy Savage. Yeah. Man, I used to love that show. Loved that show. Very, very cool. All right. I'll check the chat one more time. Is there anything else I wanted to talk about? Oh, I did a thing. We'll do that and we'll make this the last thing. I don't have to go to work today, so I have a little extra time. It's TSA. I see it, FedEx. Oh, Mental Edge says, is it based in the US? I know some South Korean AI models have been shut down for dirty creations. I have no idea, honestly. I just literally learned about it yesterday. I haven't had a bunch of time. I just wanted to kind of throw it out there and see what you guys knew about it. But I look forward to learning more about this AI, where it's located, where it's, what it's doing, the pros and cons. Is it, anytime that you're not paying for something, What do they say when you're not paying for a product, you are the product. So I look forward to seeing how that works out on the back end and learning more about it. But that is what it is. It just takes time to do that. My Freedom Day meme is posted on Discord. Let's see here. I gotta go see now. Gotta see it. Oh, what is up? I'm gonna bring that up here. Get that. Bam. Look at that. That is rocking. Nice. Guys, cool people. Loving it. Tech Ricky in the house. Very cool, man. Thank you so much. I look forward to the cool memes and everything going on. But anyway, I did a thing. Let me jump into that real quick. And this was kind of fun. Let me see here. Let's go here. I got really sick of messing around with JSON web tokens. So JWT. So I made this jwt-surgeon, which you can grab out of my GitHub if you want to play with it. I'm going to expand its functionality, but this is just kind of like a minimum viable product, just a working model. So if you go to github.com/Daniel Lowry, I've got this lovely new thing here. It doesn't show there because it's not popular yet or at all. Oh, where's my repos? Can you give me the repos? Where is it? Products? Oh, there it is. Duh. There we go. JWT-surgeon. So if you want to download this, you can. There it is. And there's kind of like how it works. So if we go to let's just go grab a jot from jwt.io. And I'm just going to grab this jot that they give you as an example. Copy that. And if I run over here and I pop it into JWT-surgeon, it says paste your jot here, Control-Shift-V, pop it in. It shows you, hey, here's the header in base 64. Here's the payload in base 64. So if you need to copy and paste those things individually, you can. But here's also the original header information. Here is the original payload information. And if you want to modify the header info, well, rock and roll, I can do that. So if I want to do like a unsigned header thing, I can do all like none, right? Hit enter. If I need to make any modifications to the payload itself, so let's say I wanted to change that name to, like admin, and maybe my sub number is 000000001 because I'm the first user or whatever, and then I hit enter, it just automatically creates a new jot for me that I can easily copy and paste because, bruh, I was dying. I've always and burp decoder, or I'm sorry, the decoder, that is the one thing about Burp Suite I am not a huge fan of. It is really a pain to work with. And even CyberChef, right? I usually use like CyberChef to copy and paste all these things in, and then, bake from this to that, and then change and do the modifications and copy and paste that, and then change the blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, you got to create the right formula, so CyberChef can do it, but it still was a little clunky to me, honestly. I just want to, so eventually I'm just going to put a menu, like, do you want to modify the header? Do you want to modify the payload? Are you wanting to brute force a signature? Do you want to add a signature? Do custom signatures, that kind of stuff. And that way it's just a one-shop terminal-based shop that you just paste in a jot, tell it what modifications you want to make. And when you're done, it says, are you ready for your new jot? And you say yes, and it just spits it out and you copy and paste it. So hopefully that's a helpful tool. I find it quite helpful because I suck at copying and pasting and remember where everything is and not missing characters and stuff. It can get really tedious to work with jots. So there you go. Blood, Sweat, and Rage says, thank you for your mad knowledge. Have a great weekend. You too. Have a great weekend. And let's see here. TJ Williams says, that's awesome. FedEx has a question. I have a serious question. In many of your labs, you've used virtual. What you recommend and what is the highest price you ever paid for Cloud Lab? I think the most I've ever paid for a Cloud Lab was when I was doing all the CloudGoat stuff, right? Or right, CloudGoat, right? Is that what I'm thinking of from Rhino Security? Let's go back. is it WebGoat or CloudGoat? Let's go Rhino Security Labs. I think that's them. And they have these resources. Research. What is that? The name of this is escaping me today. If you guys remember what it's called, please pop that in the chat, because for whatever reason, Dan's brain is like way high on this stuff here. CloudGoat. Yeah, is it CloudGoat? Okay. So I was doing CloudGoat Labs, and I think I spent like maybe $12 for a month of constantly running CloudGoat Labs. Yeah, I couldn't remember if it was CloudGoat or not, but yeah, that's it. There you go. I was getting it confused with WebGoat in my head, which is a different thing. Yeah. So thank you, chat, for like backing me up on that, because my brain would not let me for sure say that's the thing. It would not give me that assurity. So now that I've got it, I will say yes. CloudGoat judges have it. It is CloudGoat. Thank you much. So great labs, by the way. If you want to play with some AWS hacking, especially with the Paku tool, very, very useful. I'm sure Tyler Ramsby would back that straight up. I think he's built some of them. So some of the CloudGoat labs are a Tyler Ramsby special. So there you go. Shout out to Tyler for all his hard work that he puts out there for us. We appreciate him. And that said, man, I guess we could just keep going. Most of us probably don't have a lot to get to today because we're on vacation. We've already gone a little long, which is fine. But there you go. So yeah, I typically only if I want to check whether or not it works well over an internet, like I'm actually passing into the internet and not just within my own lab environment. I'll spin something up in AWS and, in like an EC2 instance and get to work that way. So sometimes I do that. Usually don't do that a lot though, because I've got that little B-Link over there. I'm about to max that sucker out with 64, or does it take 96 gigs of RAM? I think it might take 96. If not, it's 64, which is plenty of RAM, and it's got a great CPU in it. So it's a nice little platform for building a lab environment. Excuse me. So I typically stick within my own ecosystem because I have very good full control, but then I'm also my own IT. And when things get stupid, I got to fix it. Kerry says without a job, without a real job, he's been on a very long vacation. Well, hopefully that changes for you soon, my man. I hope that changes quickly. All right. Well, that said, I think that we've covered a lot today. Man, we have been at it. We're just 8 minutes over, but it was well worth the time and effort to look at CloudGoat and things of that nature. So I thank you all for joining me today. Don't forget to sign up for the Discord, right? Get in there. You got to buy me a monster link. Appreciate that for anyone that is so inclined. If not, there is no pressure. That's just there for you. If you feel like, you know what, Daniel's doing it right, I want to let him know that I appreciate what he does. You know what to do. If not, that's totally cool. Yeah, no pressure. I'm not here to sell you on it. But for everyone that does do that, I do really appreciate that. It does help with things like buying these things and having fun. And, I just replaced some studio equipment because of the lightning strike and everything. So that does help. And it's much appreciated for all that do that. What else? We got After Dark is coming. After Dark is coming. So be on the lookout. Now that we have Discord, I could announce that at any given time. So there you go. Be on the lookout for that. I will try to do my best to make sure I pop into the Discord every day. I'm not really good at staying logged into Discord. It's not my thing necessarily, but now that we have our own channel, that's just going to have to become part of Dan's old workflow. So I can get in there and engage with you guys on a daily basis and not just once a week. But yeah, that'll be super awesome. Tech Grunt says, me and friends enjoy your Freedom Day. That's right. Stay classy. FedEx, we want you to finish that monster. I triple dare you. Dude, I'm not even halfway done. It still weighs a metric ton. It's like, this is the craziest. There's just no way. By the way, I highly recommend mixing those colors together. It is super tasty. Super, super tasty. And then once you've got it mixed, then you can share it with friends because there's no way you're getting through that whole thing without busting a bladder. All right, everyone, we're 10 after. We're going to call it a day. Yes, Sans Logic, the link to the Discord is in the description of this episode. So jump down in there and you will see it. You can click it. You can get rocking and rolling. Let's see here. Sierra Montgomery says, I was away from chat for a minute listening in. Sans Logic. Okay, yeah, thank you much. Tech Ricky, I just boosted the server. Get on those custom emojis. I got to learn about how to do all that, but we'll get to it as I have time. They will come. If you ask, they will come. So you have asked, I will hear it. I will try to get a couple of those things as soon as possible. So be on the lookout for that. Thanks for watching, everyone. I appreciate you. Happy 4th of July. And for everyone else, just have a great day and keep hacking.